Hey Sooner Scoop, Spacemon here. Today we are taking a look at Dillon Gabriel, new OU quarterback. A lot of people have been wanting this video, so here it is. First we'll be taking a look at release time. I will not be going over mechanics and sort of the very football side of performance. I'm strictly going to be talking about performance as it relates to movement, athleticism, and sort of the very key measurable things that kind of black and white. You can time them, measure them, and give you a good indicator on where a guy is going to fall athletically and how he may perform in the program. So for context, an elite release time by like your best NFL quarterbacks from pocket to when that ball is gone is about 0.31 to 0.33. That's your Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Dan Marino, Peyton Manning, the guys you all think of. For this video here, actually a pretty impressive release. You know, by losing obviously Rattler and Williams, I don't know if this is as big of a step down as people may think. But we're going to start the clock here at 0.44. Down there in the bottom left corner. He's already into his throwing motion here. He's actually covering a lot of distance frame to frame. And that ball is gone at about 0.82, which puts him at 0.38. And that ball's really gone a hair before that. So I'm going to say probably around 0.36, maybe 0.37 in this case. So that's looking at his release time. All right, next thing we're going to look at is agility. One of the things that I think makes him a little more comparable to Mayfield than other guys in the past who have sort of been tabbed that is his feet. Say what you want about Mayfield athletically. For the college game, and even to a certain extent in the NFL, Mayfield has very, very, very strong, quick feet. And that's what made him so elusive in the pocket and why he was able to evade the rush, evade blitzers without necessarily having elite open field speed. And we're going to take a look at this play here and one thing that he does. First of all, we're just going to notice the scope and kind of what he's able to do. He's got probably 7 or 8 yards between him and the defender that's going to try and make the play. Just the fact that he is confident enough in his speed and his agility to make this play is pretty impressive. So it's going to start here rolling. He's going to make probably I would say like a 70 degree, that might even be closer to like a 45 degree cut. It's somewhere in that ballpark, say 50 to 70 degree cut right here, which is pretty impressive just in general. But notice the defender down here, who we're going to have our eye on, he's not even able to react before Gabriel's into quite a few steps. We'll take a look here. He's going to get into his plant foot. He's 1, 2, 3, about 3 steps in before that defender can react, and I'll tell you guys why here in just a second. But he is actually able to get through, make this play, dive into the end zone. So pretty impressive quickness, kind of short field quickness. One of the reasons why is he lays down a pretty elite ground contact time right here. So we're going to say the foot is planted probably right here. That's a full foot plant. We could probably even do it a little earlier, but we'll say right there. So we got the clock at 0.34. He is gone at 0.55. So that is a 0.21 ground contact time. Just for context, when you have guys running a 40-yard dash, within their first 4 to 5 steps, they should be at probably 0.18 down to about 0.13, and getting better as they go along in their as they get through the transition phase and into kind of the top speed portion of the sprinting. So a .21 ground contact time on this cut is very, very impressive, and I think that's what has allowed him to sort of evade the pressures that he has, and gives him that more quick than fast type moniker. Because open field speed, he's about a .12 ground contact time, .11 sometimes, which is good. That's going to be sort of average speed for a pretty mobile quarterback, not necessarily elite open field speed. One thing I did want to show, and we'll actually go back to, I want to say one of these, probably this throw right here. One of the things that he does that I feel I notice shorter quarterbacks tend to do, and maybe this is something that I'm just noticing and nobody else does, but Baker did it as well. One, he consistently, at least in the highlight throws that I saw, and even on some of his long ball misses, he steps into pretty much every highlight throw that he has. Probably because he just doesn't have that same sort of natural arm talent, if you will, that a Rattler or a Williams has. So he does have to utilize good mechanics. But one of the things that he does that Baker did was this lead leg, this front leg. For sport, I call it the breaking leg in a lot of situations. It goes into full extension upon throws. And Baker had this, especially on his deep throws. We're actually looking at this leg right here. And I'll see if I can find another angle. Just something interesting that, again, I think yields the Baker comparison. There are some form things just for their body that I feel that they do. That's the reason that people have already started doing that, along with sort of the obvious measurables, if you will. Let's see if we can see it a little bit better here. Yeah, so you can actually see it really good here. He has a nice wide base. He gets everything going horizontal. This almost emulates, when I work with softball players, some of the better hitters get into a very similar position with that lead leg and back foot. This very horizontal shin angle back here, and this very sort of stiff lead leg right here. And that allows you to get a lot of power, right? This lead leg works as a braking mechanism for your body, and it allows you to rotate and have a more faster stopping power, if you will. Think of it like a catapult, right? Pulling a catapult back and then yanking it forward. If you don't have some rigidity at the base of that catapult, and there's any laxity in the system, you're not going to have a powerful throw. So those are just a few things. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I won't keep this thing too long. I'm really excited for what he can potentially do, and think he's going to be a great quarterback for Oklahoma.